If your life feels uncertain right now, I can totally relate. Maybe money is tight, maybe you're in between jobs, or maybe the future just feels a little blurry. Today, I want to share a personal story, a time in my life when everything feels like it was turning upside down, and how I was able to find peace right in the middle of that chaos. When the pandemic hit, everything changed for us. My husband got laid off, and just like that, without any warning, with no backup plan, we had 2 kids to raise and a third one coming. We had bills to pay, and honestly, I was really scared. I didn't have the luxury of waiting it out. We had to pivot and fast. I was already selling on Amazon as a side hustle for many years, but that suddenly changed and it became our lifeline. We poured everything we had into it, late nights, early mornings, figuring things out on the fly. And you know what? It worked, but not without stress and a whole lot of self-doubt. After years of hustling, I wanted to slow down to enjoy my kids. Life really feels like it's moving fast, especially when you're the one constantly moving and doing all of the things. I didn't want to miss out on life anymore, so I decided to try slow living. We started doing simple things together like morning walks, homemade lunches, and just dancing in the living room. Things we had never done before, and sometimes in those slow, ordinary moments, I found a way to breathe again, and I found presence. I realized that this is the life that I used to rush past. Peace didn't come from fixing everything. It came from being still, enough to notice the joy that we already have. Slow living with kids isn't always slow. There's laundry, tantrums, school drop-offs, and the Mom, I'm Hungry soundtrack playing on loop. And if you live in a suburban area like we do, the pressure to keep up is real. It feels like everyone around you is always doing new innovations, new toys, extracurricular every single night of the week. And it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we need to do more and buy more just to be more. A few years ago, I realized that I didn't want that pace for myself or my family. I didn't want our weekends to feel like a checklist. And I didn't want to be yelling at my kids in the morning just because we were always running late. I wanted more space, more connection, and more peace. I started saying no, and a lot of it. I said no to back-to-back commitments, no to buying things just because they were on sale, and no to overscheduling. And slowly, life started to feel lighter. If you are craving a slower life but you feel stuck in a busy environment, here are some things that has helped me. First, protect your morning. Even if it's just 10 minutes of waking up earlier than your kids, it can set the tone for the day. I started waking up, and even if it's just to sip my coffee in silence. Create your own rhythm. Build simple routines that work for you and your family. A slow Sunday morning, tech-free dinners, even just walking around the block. These tiny anchors can help us feel grounded. Model simple joys. Kids don't need constant entertainment. They thrive with time, attention, and space to be bored. And honestly, that's where creativity blooms. Limit your exposure to the more mentality. Whether it's social media or shopping, less exposure means less temptations. The less I scroll, the more content I feel with what I already have. Some days our house is still chaos. I still get caught up in the rush, I still compare, but I keep coming back to the same question. Does this add peace to our lives? If the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. And if you are in the middle of your own uncertain season right now, I want to share a few things that helped me to protect my peace back then, because maybe this will help you too. Let go of what you can't control. I had to learn really quick that things are just sometimes out of my control, and I can't control the job loss. I can't control the economy. But what I can control is how I show up every day. Some days that just means getting out of bed, sending some emails. Other days it meant packing orders while my kids are running around in the living room. It wasn't glamorous, but it was ours. And there was peace in knowing I was doing the best I could. Try not to carry all the weight alone. I used to be the I've got this type. I was always strong. I never asked for help. But that season humbled me. I had to start talking to more people, to share what we were going through and what was going on, and to let the support system come to me, even if it was just emotionally. Sometimes it was just sending a text to a friend, or sitting down and talking to my sister, or venting with them over a cup of coffee. All of this made a huge difference. So know that you don't have to carry everything alone. It's okay to lean on other people. Keep a little routine, even if it's a messy one. When everything feels so unstable, routine can ground you. For us, that looked like eating dinner together. Even if it was just ramen after a crazy day of shipping Amazon packages out, or going on walks just to clear our heads. There's something powerful about keeping a little structure even when life feels like it's a free fall. Try to celebrate the small wins. I used to think that peace comes from everything being perfect, but during the crazy season, I found that peace was in the tiny small wins, even if it was just making $100 online for the first time, getting some positive feedback from a customer, having enough to pay rent for that month. We celebrated all of it. And when you start noticing those little things, it shifts your focus, and that changes everything. If you are in a hard season right now and you want to slow down, especially when you have kids, just know that this won't last forever. Even if you don't know how things are going to work out yet, you are stronger than you think. You don't have to have all the answers or know exactly how things are going to work out. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You just have to know that you have to be here right now. Be present. Take it one breath at a time, one slow day at a time. You are already doing much better than you think. And maybe this season is not the breakdown. It's the beginning of something more grounded and more beautiful. I hope that you found this message helpful if you are going through tough times right now. Know that everything will work out in the end. Have a wonderful day, my friends.